Omniverse.
The Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program contains content that may not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised. Visit CthulhuMystery.com and head to Patreon.com/OmniverseMedia to join our community of fans and unlock further secrets. Well, here we are, folks, the halfway mark in our sordid sojourn. Our live production of the Crook'd and Crook'd Manse was recorded over 2 broadcasts. November, Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th, 2020. In this episode, we begin the second night. You'll hear our cast update you on both how they and their characters are faring, now that they are beginning to grasp the nightmare that they've stepped into. And you'll also hear the progress they've made in our ritual of giving for the Transgender Law Center. For us, that ritual is still in progress. And I'm excited to share that we've reached a new milestone. We are now at $2,065. That's thanks to an anonymous donor and a very generous contribution from, oh, no you don't. If you think I'm going to indulge whatever happened last time, you have got another thing coming, Buster. But we've also got a very, very wonderful donation from Seth. Thank you, Seth. Thank you kindly, from the bottom of our hearts here at WIS. To all our donors, thank you so much for your support towards this wonderful cause. Remember, if you leave a comment along with your donation, we'll read it here on the air. Could be holiday wishes to a loved one, or fan mail to John Sebastian Valle, the actor who plays Oswald Sinclair. He's desperate, folks. But speaking of our cast, I have a special guest with me in the studio, Miss Catherine Blackard, who you'll likely know as the voice of Estelle Thorpe from Series 2 of our program, The Terrible Secret of Lot X.
And adventure still to come. You've not seen the last of Estelle and Anjana.
Now, Miss Blackard...
No. Please, call me Kat.
Kat, what brings you to the studio today?
Well, thanks to everyone's generous contributions, we've hit a new milestone, as you've said. And that milestone is, love is our strength. Of course, that's one half of Estelle and Anjana's mantra, so consider me summoned, darlings. Now, through the end of the Crook'd and Crook'd Manse, donors can include in their comments any questions for Estelle or I, and they'll be answered in the remaining 2 episodes. Any size contribution applies, but let's say, the bigger the number, the longer the answer.
Well, that is very exciting.
I should hope so. The freedom to live your truth does not come cheap. So, let's complete this ritual and help the Transgender Law Center change lives and open hearts.
Remember, that's CthulhuMystery.com/live. You just follow the links there to our Tiltify campaign, where you can place your donation. And now, on with the show.
Do you hear that? In the cruel blackness of night, an unknowable evil from beyond time cries out. What dark deeds unfold on the streets of Arkham, and which unwitting souls, innocent or impure, will succumb to the maddening call, the call of Cthulhu.
Omniverse, Chaosium, and Dr. Waite's Official Health Products are proud to present the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program Live. Tonight's strange story, The Crook'd and Crook'd Manse, Part 4. Physical maladies be gone. The answer was inside you all along. For powerful healing and vital stimulation, you've only to sit and wait with Dr. Waite's Ideal Rectal Dilators. Wait is the name spake proudly and loudly by physicians everywhere. A modern, safe, and drugless way to rid yourself of the terrible affliction of piles, foul breath, acne, anorexia, neuritis, asthma, abuse of cathartic waters, and countless other ailments. Why, Dr. Waite's Ideal Rectal Dilators are the best health insurance known. Daily insertion improves your body's circulation and stimulates wellness throughout the whole being. In fact, Dr. Waite has proudly declared that at least 3/4 of all the howling maniacs of the world can be cured by the application of this invigorating medical instrument. Dr. Waite's ideal rectal dilators come in sets of 4 and may be used by any intelligent person. Start small and work your way up to optimal health. Simply hold it inside or insert and withdraw to increase the effectiveness of the treatment. You need have no fear of using them too much. Give yourself the thrill of physical well-being with Dr. Waite's Ideal Rectal Dilators. Available discreetly at all fine druggists and instrument houses. Chaosium Incorporated is the publisher of high-quality books and games, including the acclaimed Call of Cthulhu Tabletop RPG. Head to chaosium.com to discover forbidden tomes of eldritch knowledge, so that you and your friends can succumb to the maddening call of investigative horror adventures just like this one. This live production is recorded and produced in Central Florida, Nashville, Tennessee, and Dinwiddie, Virginia, on lands ruthlessly taken from their indigenous people, the Timucua and Seminole, the Yuchi, Shawnee, and Cherokee, and the Chero and Hakanataway, respectively. Acknowledgement of the first people of these lands and the lasting repercussions of colonization is the least we can do. Through awareness, we can prompt discussion, allyship, and ultimately decolonization. To learn more about the First Nations of the land where you live, visit native-land.ca. And now your hostess with the mostest, Catherine Blackard.
I'm Kat Blackard, showrunner of the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program.
And I'm Luke Stram, the keeper of arcane lore.
And we have with us a amazing cast who braved some sinister scenarios last night, and now the scenario continues. So let's recap with them who they are and what they think is happening. Josh LaForge, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Personally, I'm doing well. My character is very nervous. He hates guns, and now a gun has been fired, and its owner has gone missing, and what's worse than guns, he doesn't know, but it's here.
So that's Renee Morel.
That's right, Renee, the traveling jazz musician.
And Sawyer, how about you?
I'm doing all right. My poor sweet dancing boy Silas he's having a rough time. He's hearing footsteps on the ceiling. The sheriff's gone missing, and now the only thing protecting the group is his switchblade. So, not a lot of hope.
I mean, maybe it's just Lionel Richie dancing on the ceiling as he's wont to do. You never know.
God, I hope so.
Oh,
Imagine if Lionel Richie was the Eldritch Horror all along.
Best case scenario.
That would be its own problem, as he hasn't been born for quite a while yet. So why he's here and now in 1925, that's its own separate mystery.
Oh my God.
Dottie Vox.
Hey, I'm doing great. Hazel Martin, on the other hand, she might be in some trouble. So Hazel is a historian and a very sincere student of, history and archaeology and, a little bit of a scion of forbidden knowledge. So I think that she's got a few ideas about what's going on. And her biggest concern right now is keeping the other folks that are in the house from learning too much, possibly, and possibly making things worse. So she is threading that needle, baby. It's happening.
What a good friend.
I try,
Yeah, the ship is leaving the dock on that one.
She doesn't know that.
Her best. She's doing her best.
She is. I feel like that's the through line for all of these characters is like, well, by golly, they're doing their best.
The sweet spot for Call of Cthulhu, I think.
Oh, yeah.
How about you, Caleb?
Oh, I'm doing great. I play Perseverando, otherwise Percy for short. He is an architect. He is doing his best and failing to convince himself that he is just in a very structurally unsound, nasty house. So that's where he's at mentally. We'll see how the night goes.
Yeah. So essentially, these folks have been tasked to solve a missing persons case, and they're in the mansion of that missing person. Somebody who was stomping around recently was the county sheriff. He made the whole thing kind of weird, and then went to investigate a noise. A couple shots were fired off screen, and he disappeared. leaving his gun behind. So that's where things were left. And now the gang have even more of a mystery to get to the bottom of.
What could go wrong?
Nothing,
Yeah.
obviously. It's going to be fine.
This is a charity stream. And as of last night, we raised $1,169.69. Or I should say, you folks raised it. Thank you so much. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing turnout so far. Jamie Lalone, Big Bad Shadow Man, Commander Jesse, Ope It's Frosty, Alicia Garcia, Colin Peterson is cute, MCS, Gil, Brian Pittard, Torg Skoog, Naked Bacon, Dan Blake, Mighty Dean, Scone Mason, Jared Pope, Dizdon, Gary Ur, Duden, Hillary, Tamara, Robert F. Thompson, and of course, all the anonymous donors. You folks did it. You folks raised us a very sexy number so far. Let's see if we can push it to our $2,500 goal. We are working through milestones toward that goal to complete a ritual. We hope that you'll combine powers with us to make something beautiful happen and enact positive change on the world through donating your money and working through the steps of this thing that we're doing to get to the ultimate point when the stars are right. And we give this money to the Transgender Law Center, which is a incredible organization that casts a wide net fighting for trans liberation. They are working towards building a better world so that all people can live safely, authentically, and free from discrimination, regardless of their gender identity or expression. Their work is grounded in legal expertise and committed to racial justice to keep transgender and gender nonconforming people alive, thriving, and fighting for that liberation. Speaking of, one of their most recent projects is the Trans Agenda for Liberation. It's a community-led guide that asserts trans justice is migrant justice, disability justice, racial justice, environmental justice, reproductive justice, economic justice, and gender justice. They assert that an agenda for trans liberation is a blueprint for liberation for all. And this agenda addresses the urgent political, legal, and social violence enacted against trans communities, centering trans people of color who have too often had to advance trans liberation from the margins, all while channeling trans imagination to bring the boldest visions to life. The Trans Agenda for Liberation is a living and evolving outline for a world where all people are free. You can learn more at transgenderlawcenter.org. Thus, so far, we've cast a circle, we've called quarters, we've opened paths to the underworld and the stars, we've drawn down the moon, and the priestess has opened the door, and now we await as the forces beyond descend from pure air. Let's see if you folks can push us towards our next milestone of $1,300. To incentivize you, you can do some things to help these folks, because everything's escalating in this house. Things are getting dire, and they're going to need your help. So people who donate $50 can give the character, if they're choosing, a bonus die. People who give $100 can have a character's sanity loss. People who give $150 can choose a character to recover 1d6 health immediately after taking damage. And if you pay $250, you can save a player from certain death, which is going to come in handy. And so far, no one has that perk. However, I should also add that if some raving lunatic of great and endless generosity chooses to donate $2,500, an old one will appear and encounter our players in game. That could be imminent destruction or, well, probably just imminent destruction. We don't know. But
Or meet cute.
And our rectal dilator's ready.
Oh my god.
If you're not viewing us on Tiltify at the moment, head to CthulhuMystery.com/live and click the video image to get to our Tiltify page. That's where you can watch the stream and do all this donation stuff I've been talking about. Throughout the night, we're also going to be doing random giveaways of books and PDFs of Chaosium's newly remastered edition of Mansions of Madness. So be watching the chat for when we have a book drop, and stay tuned and keep sharp. The next one is going to happen at $1,666.
Nice.
I've been informed that we just got another anonymous donation. Someone, this person says, "I hate fun." I'm sorry. I think you might be in the wrong place because this is going to be lots of fun. So we're giving away 4 copies of Mansions of Madness tonight. Wait. One of our sound designers proposing that they said, "I hate fun" because they took the number away from the double 69. But you know, you're giving money to a good cause. So I think you like fun just fine. Don't be so hard on yourself.
$1,000, we can be there again.
Yeah.
We just
It
got
comes back around.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
That's the whole point.
You're only $69.69 away.
We've been running some giveaways outside of the chat. We've been asking people to share this event, and we randomly selected winners. So, congratulations to Derek Fain and Nashina. We'll be contacting you shortly. Thank you so much for sharing this event. If you'd like to see this goal met and aren't able to donate or donate more than you already have, well, then please share the stream. If you bring in more viewers, we'll see if we can make those stars right for Transgender Law Center. I've blathered on enough. Luke, where were we?
So, our unfortunate crew of misfit adventurers
Not unfortunate. Oh no.
have found themselves exploring the Fitzgerald Manor, owned by Arthur Cornthwaite, who has disappeared. And in looking for him, things have gotten increasingly strange. Currently, the group finds themselves back in the kitchen, where the sheriff had gone not that long ago to check on a sound. And, well, he's nowhere to be found. His gun, having fired 3 shots, lies on the floor in a pool of moisture. Perhaps it's water, perhaps not. In addition to that, Percy Gomez has noticed recently that on the far side of the kitchen, near the door that would lead down to the basement, someone has poured a line of salt across the base of the doorway. And this is where we return to our story. So, crew, what's the next move?
All right, first of all, nobody mess with the salt.
I already touched it, so
Is it,
lay there.
But you didn't break the line, and that is the important part if my research is correct for research reasons. Yes. I'd like to make an occult roll to learn all about salt mines.
Yeah, go for it.
That is a extreme success with ought to under 50. Or no,
Okay.
under 75. I was looking at the wrong.
Okay, so yeah, you're very well versed in the occult, anyways. But I mean, in this specific context, something like this, salt laid out in this fashion, that's something that's typically done as a warding gesture. The purity of the salt intended to keep away things. There's elements of that in witchcraft, in dealing with angry spirits of the dead, things like that. There's a number of different occult traditions that use salt in that context. And right now they're swirling through your mind, but with it foremost, that's coming to your mind in this case, the way it's laid out, this looks exactly like what you would do if you were going to try to use this salt in some kind of a warding ritual.
Seems difficult to put the salt on the ceiling.
Yeah. Right now, I think whoever put the salt here is mostly concerned with keeping something in the basement, keeping people out of the basement.
Why do I feel like we should go in the basement?
I feel like we should not go in the basement.
The other way around.
But there's only one other place the sheriff could have gone.
Upstairs.
We didn't see him come out of here. Unless we want to cut our losses on the sheriff.
I'm okay with that.
I did not like
That
him.
was a prick.
I'm not endorsing it, but I'm putting it on the table that is an option.
Is it possible maybe he could have gone upstairs?
Why would he
That
leave his
time?
gun? Why would he fire his gun?
I don't have good answers for either of those questions.
Well, this whole house is so creepy.
Horrifying. Yeah.
Yes.
We haven't been upstairs yet. Maybe we should check there?
It does seem
Sure.
safer.
Yeah.
Let's leave the basement as a last resort, possibly. I'm just saying nothing good comes from crossing a line of salt. It's a bad plan historically.
The real question is who put the salt there?
That is also a question I don't have an answer to.
Is it
but
a
maybe
neat pour?
Someone who needs help, perhaps?
Is it a neat pour?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, pour.
It looks like somebody's taken some care to very liberally pour the salt in a pretty significant line. Like it's not haphazard or anything like that. Like somebody poured a fair bit amount and in a solid and straight line.
Oh, great.
So
Yeah,
let's
second floor.
Second floor. Second floor seems good.
Okay, I head towards the stairs then.
Can I bend down and I'm gonna roll my sleeves up all the way, and I want to kind of touch the moistness and see, like, is it like viscous? Is it salty? I'm gonna stop talking.
Well, the moist patch around the gun, it's not extremely viscous, but it's almost a little bit greasy, but not in the context of like necessarily that it's oily, just that it's like it's thicker than you would think if it was just water.
Yeah, that was gross. I'm not gonna touch it again. I'm gonna wipe my hands off.
Has anyone never fired a gun before? Should we take the gun with us?
And I kind of just leave the room.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're going then. Okay.
Is there like a trash can? Can I put it in a trash can?
I don't think that's proper disposal of a firearm. I don't think that's correct.
I don't think it was proper disposal of a sheriff.
Anyway,
Well,
I've never fired
certainly
a gun.
there is a garbage can if you wanted to like dispose of it in there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Just have it off the floor.
pick it up arm's length and place it very gently into the trash can and put some like bits and pieces, cover it up so that nobody walks in.
Before we do that, I'm gonna walk over to the gun. I'm gonna take the bullets out of the gun. I'm
Okay.
gonna make sure there's nothing else in the gun to be fired.
Okay. Yeah, you pop the cylinder open on it and pour out 3 .45 bullets into your hand, and then there's the 3 spent casings as well. I don't know if you have any plan for those.
I'm just gonna throw the lot in my little suitcase that I'm assuming I'm still have with me because I never put it down. I just realized.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, with it, yeah, you've got the suitcase in one hand and the makeshift torch in the other. Speaking of which, at this point, just to remind everyone, generally this house is pretty dark. All of the windows are shuttered, and Hazel Martin has her strong flashlight, but outside of that, the only other source of real light is the makeshift torch that Silas had assembled on your first trip into this kitchen.
I'm gonna go ahead and light that because I don't think I have yet. I think I just. So we can split up at this point if we think it wise.
Sure. Cover more ground.
Okay. Miss Martin, you're head of our little intrepid group. Any preference of partner?
As she's like already like halfway out the door, like chasing after Renee. You two go together and we'll go together, and don't open any books and don't cross any salt lines. And if anything is glowing, yell very, very loud.
Sounds
Okay.
like a plan.
Okay.
And she like dashes out the door behind Renee.
So wait,
Okay.
Are you going to the? Okay. All right.
So Renee's already headed out into the main hall. Hazel goes following after her. We'll go with you two first for a little bit, and then we'll come back around to Silas and Percy. So Renee, where are you heading somewhere specifically, or are you going to wait for Hazel to catch up to you and decide where to go?
Well, I left because I was very nervous about the gun, and now I'm thinking I just need to get up the stairs away from it. But I notice Hazel behind me, and she seems very frantic as well, but does not have the gun, so kind of motion with my head and a little nod towards the stairs. All right.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, here we go. And we start up the stairs.
Okay, here, give me just a moment, and I'll give you a quick map of what you see with the second floor as you slowly walk your way up there. And as you make your way up onto this second floor, first of all, what you notice is that kind of running around the entire open area to the main hall down below, there's kind of a banister that runs around it. And up here on the far side, on the southern side of the house, there is a rather nice kind of well-appointed lounge area that abuts the front of the house. There's a pair of very large windows that look like, if they weren't shuttered up, they would actually cast a nice light throughout this entire area. In addition to that, you can see a number of doors heading off in various directions. And on top of that, in the area kind of where you initially come up, the upstairs landing area, there's a couple of chairs that are there as well, including a table with a rather beautifully decorated telephone on it, with nice gold filigree and embossing on it.
We have the we have an extra calling card for the lawyers, do we not?
Yes, I have it. It's in my bag here, somewhere. As she goes ruffling through her papers and eventually draws out the little card that has the lawyer's numbers on it. Should we call them? What do we say to them?
I feel like maybe they have more information than they let us know about.
I think you might be right. Yeah, let's call them. Let's call the lawyers. And Hazel will walk over to the phone and dial the extension for.
Okay. Yeah, you get through. Fortunately, the telephone does pick up, and you reach the local operator, who then connects you through to the Dodge Brothers Law Office, where the phone rings a couple of times before the familiar voice of Walter Dodge picks up and says, "Hello there. This is Walter Dodge of the Dodge Brothers Law Office. Am I speaking with
This is Hazel Martin, the private investigator you hired to go to the Fitzgerald Mansion. I have a feeling that you didn't give me all of the information about the Fitzgerald Mansion, like the murders, and I would like to be filled in, please."
Oh, well, yes, unfortunate business that. Well, I wasn't sure if it was entirely relevant, as it's all business that's been taken and resolved, and some of these people have been dead for literally decades. So there's I can't imagine there's anything that they would have to do with this current case. But unfortunately, the house does have a bit of a history.
I can't imagine how history would be relevant to our current, something about learn it, doomed to repeat it. If I could just get all of the information that you have, I would be very much appreciative, specifically regarding, murders or strange occurrences that have taken place in this house.
Well, the murders are mostly history, but in terms of strange occurrences, do you mean Mr. Cornthwaite's behavior and activities before he disappeared?
Yes, that would be highly useful.
Oh, well, You need but only ask, Miss Martin. But yeah, sure thing. Well, I'm not proud to say it, but I think I may have mentioned it in the letter. I was one of the last ones to see Mr. Cornthwaite. He was quite erratic and irritable. See, we were concerned about some of his financial dealings, particularly in terms of his allotments for his house staff. You see, starting last year, late last year, he had been requesting increasingly smaller draws for them because you see, he tended to handle his staff expenses himself. He would withdraw the cash from us and then pay all of his people, mostly out of towners generally. And with it, over time, he just needed less and less money. He was I guess letting them go. I don't really know why. Perhaps maybe adopting some kind of more solitary, do-it-yourself work ethic, or some kind of depression, perhaps, because he was acting a little bit strange. One of the last things that he had asked for even was, well, I don't know if it's of any importance, but yeah, like one of the very last things that he had asked for from us before his disappearance was a load of salt, like a truck full of it. And when we went to finalize it, he had already gone. So we just canceled the order.
A truck full of salt? Like a whole truck.
See, that's almost word for word what I told Mr. Cornthwaite. A truck full of salt, you sure? Mr. Cornthwaite, I believe that's too much salt. But he was very insistent.
Indeed. And the staff payments, did those get smaller on a regular basis? Maybe that coincided with any sort of astronomical events or anything?
Well, I'm no astrologer, but I think, I mean, the moon happens once a month, so I mean it was monthly, so I guess maybe kinda.
So someone went missing once a month, or someone was let go once a month then?
I don't know that it was quite that regular or anything like that. Like I think there may have been a couple people that he let go at a single month. But he didn't really talk about it much. Like I said, mostly he handled the house staff himself. And, it's really a kind of thing where we handled most of his business for him. We were perfectly happy to let him handle that little part, that, some of his other ancillary expenses. But it really wasn't until, no one was left and he started, making the inquiry for the salt and just being very, very concerned. Very demanding that we only do business over the phone as well. At one point, my older brother was a little concerned about Mr. Cornthwaite's condition and decided, was he was going to go out and visit, but Mr. Cornthwaite would have none of it. No one was to go to the house, except for the salt, which I suppose was to be driven. He paid extra because he was going to buy the truck and just have it dropped off like in the front driveway and just left, and like the whole thing was his. I don't know. Very strange. Who would do that?
Indeed. And did this all coincide with his return from his last archaeological expedition to Peru? Was it?
No, that was back in 23. Here, hang on. I can give me a moment, and you hear the sound of a chair scraping across the floor, and the sound of a file cabinet opening, and some rustling sounds and things like that. And then after another moment, you hear some footsteps, some things being set down on the desk, and then he says, "Miss Martin, are you there?"
Yeah. Yes, I'm here.
Good. So yeah, I have some of the paperwork that Mr. Cornthwaite had, that we had for his expedition expenses. It's very typical stuff, for most of his expeditions, at least the trip out. The trip back was very unusual because in the end he only paid for his own return ticket, which usually that's not the case.
Yes, normally the rest of your expedition survives. And did he pay to bring anything large back with him or anything? Was there any shipping expenses from South America?
Now that's a strange thing. From what I understand, he had brought quite a lot of equipment and some things for potentially bringing back a large haul. In the end, hang on, let's see. Let me look it up. Okay, first class ticket, seating 1. Well, I've got a ticket stub here for check-in for a single steamer trunk, which seems a little small for for an expedition like that. But rich folks there.
Oh yeah, unpredictable to say the least. She turns around to Renee, like she's been holding out the sort of receiver of the phone. Have you been getting all of this? I tried to make him really loud.
Yes. I do feel like there is we still don't know very much about the murders.
These murders that took place at the house with what were there? The Kerwin murders.
The Fitzgeralds.
And
yes.
And the Fitzgeralds, and I believe there were others as well.
Franklins went missing, disappeared.
Well, the Fitzgeralds, they were the one that built the house, and it remained in their family for quite some time until they had a couple of the sons go off to the war, the Civil War, and one of them caught it right away at the Battle of Bull Run. And he was put down, didn't survive. John Fitzgerald, his brother, went through, survived the entire war. Although I guess he took a pretty nasty hit during his time. He ended up surviving and came home. Some kind of untoward family business, really. He, I guess, from what they say, he killed his whole family and then himself.
Oh, wonderful. So that's a pattern, then, of most of the murders.
We should...
Okay.
You are a historian, Hazel?
Yes, I am.
And I reach my hand over the receiver and mute the receiver with my hand. I said, I bet there are a lot of valuable artifacts in this house. And if it's going to fall down anyway, we probably, should get out of here as quickly as possible with as much as we can carry.
I could certainly use some help looking for a steamer trunk.
Well,
and I have no opinions one way or the other as far as to the material goods that are in this house.
I am so happy to hear you say that. And then I take my hand off the receiver.
Yes. So, Mr. and Miss. Yes. Sorry, there was a connection issue. Anyway, you've been very helpful with the murders and the Peru and the things, and we're really appreciative for all your help. We're gonna finish up our investigation here. You can expect a full report from me in a few days.
Good. So you've got some leads as to what happened to Arthur.
Leads? Yes. We're narrowing those leads down now. So we'd better get back to it. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
See, I told you, Mr. Pell wouldn't let us down. Thanks, Miss Martin. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Have it. Okay, bye. Bye. Well, she clicks over the phone, hangs it up.
I was sorry to interrupt. It's just the feeling I get is very distinct in that the longer we stay here, the more likely we are to meet the same fate as whatever met the salt pourer.
This, yeah, that sounds about right. I would definitely like to find that steamer trunk and, potentially get the heck out of here.
Very well.
All right, let's go find it.
Okay. Meanwhile, downstairs, Silas Merriweather and Perseverando Gomez de Castellano. What are the two of you up to?
Where the others went, but I suppose we'll also go upstairs. There's only are there more than 2 floors to the house?
Well, from what you saw outside, the look of the house, there's probably 2 floors and an attic.
So, attic? As much as I hate to ask.
Sure.
Right. I head towards the stairs to go up to the attic.
Okay, so with that, you're going to leave the first floor behind, make your way up to the second floor. You make your way up the creaking steps and towards the second floor. As you do, you come up to the landing where Hazel and Renee seem busily in conspiratorial discussion as Renee is holding his hand over the receiver of a very nice telephone. They nod at you, and you are able to see around in the same area, kind of see this large open area around the open stairwell and area down to the hall below. There's the parlor across the way on the other side of it, and a number of doors in different directions. As you both come up here and you're kind of looking around, both of you make a listen and a spot hidden check. Roll just once and compare it against the both of them.
There goes my die.
And you're welcome to use Silas. You have a luck roll if you want to make use of that.
Yes,
Generously provided by the fates.
I failed both of those.
I failed the listen, but I passed the spot hidden. It's just it was above 50%.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my luck die.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a 20 under 25 and a 20 at 20. So.
Okay, so Silas makes them both. Well, Percy, you are looking around and off kind of towards the west side of the house, with the rear of the house kind of being the north. Towards the west side of the house, down the hallway, you can see that there's a trapdoor that looks like it would lead up to the attic. As you're looking up at that, Silas, kind of in the other direction, kind of when you come up to the stairs to your right, there's a door over to your right where the door itself is open a little bit. In addition to that, you can hear what sounds like scratching noises within.
Oh, hell no.
No.
Like small scratching across wood.
I kind of tap Percy on the shoulder.
What?
Do you hear scratching coming? I hear scratch. Come on. I start walking over to the door.
No, wait. The trapdoor for the attic is that way.
Yeah, I know. There's something in here. There's something in there.
Okay.
Just trust me on this one. Yeah.
And so in that little mini hallway, kind of to the right, there's a door that goes straight back, kind of from the direction you're walking in, and there's one immediately to the right, and that's the door that's slightly ajar. As you make your way towards the door, you can't really see much. It's dark. You've got your torch, but you're kind of holding it back because you don't want to shove it through the door alone. With it, you begin to push the door open, and again, it takes a little bit of effort to get it moving, and then all of a sudden it just slides open the rest of the way. without any kind of effort. And you find yourself looking into a rather nice bedroom, or at least it was at one point. This bedroom, it looks like it's got a little bit of water damage to it, but you're also noticing the strange little handprints almost, but they're very tiny, like maybe only a couple of inches across, and they're all over the floor in here.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
Are these like baby prints? Are they baby prints?
Hope it's raccoons.
Oh god. I want to look down. I want to look at those. Is there any? Is it look humanoid, or is it like?
They definitely have a thumb.
Oh. Is there any kind of like claw shape on the end, or does it look like it ends in like finger pads?
It's hard to tell because they're not very distinct to begin with. You hear a little bit of like skittering, scratching sound from underneath the bed on the other side of the bedroom.
Hey, give me the torch. It's probably a fucking raccoon that got in through the ceiling or something.
I hand it to him and I kind of like watch from a distance.
Yeah.
Not today.
I'm gonna. You said it was under the bed, perhaps?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna kind of hike up my pants a little bit and crouch down. Take the lantern, kind of peer under. I am assuming there is a bed skirt.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a sanity roll.
Oh, good.
Oh no.
Okay. Right out the gate.
No.
Okay, that is under 50%. I don't know if that does anything.
It's based on whether what your current sanity percentage is, or your current sanity score.
Okay, yeah, that's a pass. I got a 19 out of 44.
Okay, well, you're already well equipped with the rational explanation for what this definitely must be. And as you pull it open, this horrific black beast, about 2 feet long and with red rimmed eyes and tiny human-like hands that it's kind of holding in a nervous position. And sure enough, it is a terrified raccoon just staring at you.
Okay.
God.
So it's a raccoon. Don't freak out. It's a raccoon. Okay. Okay, chill out, little buddy. Just like calm down. Calm down. Do you have any food? Do you have any food in that backpack? Whatever.
No.
I'm just
no.
asking.
Well,
Well,
we should just like leave him. Obviously, we're trespassing in his bedroom. We were very rude. We just walked in.
That's fine with me. I'm going to back away very slowly and just...
Before we leave, are there any like books, journals sitting on any desks? Anything that looks like it's been like messed with recently?
No, this bedroom looks rather sparsely appointed. There's not really a whole lot in here. It looks like it's a bedroom that it's either not used in any kind of regular basis, or it may be used by some of the help or something like that. But yeah, looking at it, it doesn't look like it's lived in by the owner or anything like that. There's no signs of business being done in here.
Okay. All right.
Except for the raccoon's business in the corner.
Of course. It's a very important business. I don't know why you're laughing. To the attic, I suppose. Sorry, I just...
No, it's fine. It's worth investigating. You don't know if the professor is clawing around underneath the guest bed.
Too true. So we head out.
Okay.
Close the door.
Okay. Yeah, and as the two of you come out, Hazel and Renee are finishing up their conversation on the phone, And the four of you are again reunited on the second floor landing.
Any luck? Any new clues?
Well, there is apparently a steamer trunk, which may have some more further information and clues for us. Apparently, everyone that's ever owned this house has gone crazy and murdered their whole family. So that's, a big headline.
I love that. Love
Yeah.
that.
And,
Well-
so I think maybe we should just try and wrap up this investigation. Just see if we can find that steamer trunk, see if we can find any books or journals that we could theoretically take with us out of the house, away from the house.
Oh, we have to stay here tonight if we don't find anything,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. Something
I'm gonna sleep in my car.
something I don't particularly want to do.
Has anyone found the guest bedroom yet?
Well, there's a guest bedroom over
Yeah,
there.
don't go in there.
There's a raccoon. He's very busy.
Oh,
Yeah.
but thank goodness.
So
Yeah.
we were gonna go check out the attic. Might be some trunks up there. You two might be able to find his bedroom. He might keep it with him.
It's yeah.
There is a
if-
door here right near you.
Let's why don't we just all look in this door that's right here,
Let's do it.
and that could be good.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
go ahead.
Okay, so who's grasping that door handle?
Not it.
Renee will he'll move forward and pretend that he's not scared and scoff a little at their shaking in their boots, and he will
Very friendly.
try the door.
Okay, so immediately, the door that's immediately across from the stairs on the upstairs landing, you grasp the door handle and open it, and this door opens relatively easily compared to most of the other doors that you've encountered in here. And what it opens to is, by all estimations, is likely the master bedroom of this place. It is an expensively furnished room, full of all kinds of clothing and personal effects in here. You see a number of valuable objects scattered around, like a gold-plated cigar case. The ceiling of this room is moist with water occasionally dripping from the center.
Of course.
The last time it rained here.
There's a large fireplace in here, showing moisture around its edges. The bed itself looks slept in, but not remade anytime recently. And in addition to that, scattered near the fireplace, there are 9 partially disassembled shotgun cartridges with the lead shot has been poured out from them and separated into neat little piles. Directly in front of the fireplace, sitting atop a nice rug, is a pair of fluffy blue men's slippers.
I move towards the gold cigar case.
Same.
Before anyone takes a step in, one thing that you do notice is that the area underneath the door frame has been salted off in a manner similar to the kitchen downstairs. Although when you opened the door, you can tell that you dragged across the salt line a little bit. And so whoever had done that salt line had to have done it from within the room.
There are no other doors into this room, just this one.
Are you kind of leaning your head into it to look around?
Sure.
Okay, Silas grabs onto the door jamb and kind of leans in like a smooth criminal, looking left and right. And
Arthur,
actually,
are you okay?
Are you okay, Arthur?
happens to see, yes, off towards the left side of the room, there is a door going in that direction. Off to the right side of the room, there's a door going off in the other direction.
Are they also salted?
Yes.
Huh.
There's also a pair of windows towards the back of the place.
Oh,
So either we're gonna happen upon somebody, highlight on body, or I have no explanation for how that's possible.
Can I tell if the switch for the flue is open?
So
From where you are, probably not. You'd have to make your way to the fireplace.
I reach into my pants pocket and pull out the switchblade, still closed. And I step out across the threshold into the room.
Okay. Brandishing your unpopped switchblade, you make your way into the room. A beat passes and nothing really seems to happen other than the sound of wind blowing against the shuttered windows outside and a slight creak to the house. As you step further into the room, where are you headed?
Headed towards the golden cigar box.
Towards the golden cigar box? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, yeah. As you make your way towards the bed in the back of the room, next to it, there's this nice nightstand there, a golden cigar box. You reach down and heft it up in your hands. It's got a nice weight to it. I'm presuming you flip it open?
Yes.
Okay.
Quietly.
Slowly, you lift the lid of the cigar box, and within, you find several cigars and some loose change. Another one of those coins is in there.
No more coins.
Although the cigar box, it is quite nice. And that gold, now that you've got it in your hands, that's real gold.
Very, very good. I show off the cigar box opened to Perseverando and show him that there are some cigars. I tilt my head and close it, put it in my pocket, and
Nice.
start making my way around the bed and looking at the fireplace and the extra room. And I eke out a small hello.
Okay, so investigating this master bedroom, you're looking around, checking the bed. One thing that you notice when you look around the bed, underneath it, you find a large tin canister with salt written across the side. The lid of it is opened up, and the canister is basically empty. There's only a little tiny smattering of salt within.
As I shake it to find the how much salt is left, is there enough to recomplete the line that we disturbed?
Well, with the line that you had disturbed, it hadn't really been broken. It's more so it had been piled up to such a level that the bottom of the door had brushed it when it was open. So the line's still contiguous. I mean, with it, if you're looking to kind of reshape the line, you definitely could. But there's not enough in here to redraw the line.
Mm. And I look at the what I can only assume is the closet door and its line of salt.
The other lines of salt, the one further to the left, leading off into another room, that one looks undisturbed.
Okay. I look to the rest of the group and shrug and wave them in.
Hazel just steps in cautiously and starts looking around for journals or a steamer trunk, or any other occulty sort of keepsakes in the room.
As Hazel steps into the room, she's greeted by basically the same sight that everyone else has seen. Kind of this nice, well-appointed, expensively furnished room. Sure enough, there are salt lines around at the doors. Taking an additional look, trying to keep an eye out for things along those lines. Hazel also notices that there are salt lines along the windows as well.
Well, someone certainly wanted to keep things out of this room.
How about that chimney?
Yeah, is there a fireplace in this room?
Yeah, there is. That's the fireplace.
Okay.
It's got a nice rug in front of it with a pair of blue slippers.
Slippers.
Yeah.
And does it have a salt line blocking off the fireplace?
It does not.
It's about to. Can I have that jar of salt, please?
Certainly. But I think you'll be disappointed. And I hand it to her. And
she looks into it. Is there enough salt to draw a line across the fireplace?
If this were a dollhouse, totally.
Damn it.
Otherwise, not quite enough.
Hazel looks dejectedly at the empty salt canister and sort of sets it down. I think we should continue our investigation and potentially not stay in one place for too long.
Is this the source of our moisture kind of leaking down from an open flue or something?
No, it's more in the moisture is more in kind of the center of the room at the top of it. And it's definitely not the kind of thing where this moisture would be spreading through the entire house. With it, this is just kind of another unusual patch of it where it looks relatively recent. And you don't see any sign that this was any kind of initial leak that then spread throughout the house or anything like that.
Nothing on the ceiling?
There is the wet patch on the ceiling that I had first described, and with it, every once in a while there will be a drip of water that splashes to the ground from the ceiling.
I think we might have to go up to the attic.
Let's finish out this floor, and then I guess we'll go up to the attic.
I'm a little confused about the fireplace. It is wet around it, you said?
You're gonna take a closer look. Yeah, go ahead and make a spot hidden roll.
Okay.
Anyone who's gonna help Renee kind of investigate the fireplace area is welcome to do that.
Hazel will definitely help out with that.
Same.
Nope.
51 of my 55, so success.
That's a
barely.
hard no. That's an 80. I think
22 under 65, so that's a hard success.
Okay, so Renee and Hazel have successes on that?
Yeah, hard success. Woo.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Renee, as you're kind of looking around near where the slippers are, there is this patch of kind of a translucent stain along it. And yeah, you point that out to Percy, and it looks like something that it may have been a wet patch at one point, but it's not currently. It's more like a almost like a water stain, like a water mark, but not quite. I
would like to touch it and smell it. Does it seem similar to what happened in the kitchen?
Yeah, it's a similar kind of smell. It's a little bit of an earthy smell, almost like compost. The two of you are investigating that stain. Hazel, you notice a little bump in the rug that's on top, that's kind of lying there in front of the fireplace, and where the rug's kind of just a little bit off, and you flip it back, and underneath it is a salt shaker. Looks like a nice crystal salt shaker, and it's full of salt.
I'm just gonna bring this with us. It'll be, just in case. I'm just gonna bring it just in case. It's getting weird in here. I don't think I even need to explain to you guys anymore.
No, you're good. We get it.
Yeah. So, shall we move along?
Yeah.
Nothing else in here?
Nope, nothing but the sound of the wood of the exterior of the house creaking, the wind blowing against the shutters, and your breathing and your heartbeats in this room.
Comforting.
And the occasional drip of moisture onto the floor.
Oh,
Gross.
nice. Great.
And you said there was a closet and a door, or are there just two doors, or have we already established the one's closet?
Yeah, there's a closet in here, but this is like an old style. This house was built before closets as we know them were a thing. So there's kind of a standing
wardrobe?
Standing wardrobe, yeah, but there's no like walk-in closet or anything like that. There is a door heading off to the left and right though. Kind of
Did anyone
one on
look
the left,
at?
one on
Did anyone look in the wardrobe? Just
Not yet.
I can.
yeah, we'll just take like a quick look in the wardrobe, and since it's the only place we haven't looked, and then
I go take a peek in the wardrobe. I go take a little look.
Okay. Okay. Silas grabs onto that wardrobe door handle and slowly opens it to the darkness within. The flickering light of her torch reveals a wardrobe filled with expensive and rather tasteful suits and clothing. Looks like Mr. Cornthwaite was. I mean, this is yet more evidence that he was quite a well-to-do man, and he seemed to have a good sense of style about him for his personal style, if not the style of his house.
Is anything anything in there? I kind of ruffle through the suits a little bit. Nothing of interest, nothing of note.
Rifling through the suits, you don't really find too much in terms of anything particularly unusual. A couple of the suits actually have some loose change in the pockets. One of which is a strange old coin with a fish imprinted on it. But other than that, you don't really find too much.
Didn't we find
Not
one of
there yet.
those somewhere earlier in this?
I think it must be
one of those.
important.
I pocket the rest of the change because a guy's got to eat, and I hold the fish coin up, and I kind of we've seen this before, gang, right?
Oh yes.
No?
I'm gonna hold on to that just in case.
I open up the cigar case and pull out the fish coin in there and a pair of cigars. How many are in here?
The cigars, there's currently 4 remaining.
Oh,
I take out all 4 and offer them to everyone. It's Hazel, I know it's not normally appropriate for a woman to partake in these days, but
She can do what she wants. She can partake in any vice that she wants.
life's a party, I take a
I've
cigar.
never smoked anything ever. I'm not sure how you actually do that.
I've got a feeling that our friend Percy here may know a thing or two.
Yeah, he probably has a cigar cutter in his suit pocket. He's that type of man.
Classy.
Yeah, so he's gonna go ahead and do that, and take out his cigarette lighter, and he's gonna show her how to properly light the tip before taking in a breath. And okay, now you try.
Okay. She successfully lights a cigar, takes a nice deep drag off it.
Breathe
that's
it in. Let it enter your lungs.
Kind of rubber
really-
back. Like, no.
It's
Okay.
really
It's only up from here. That's the worst it's gonna be.
yeah,
We're not
that's
supposed to
really
inhale.
Great. Can we keep going? No, can we go check out the other rooms and things? Her eyes are like watering and she's like,
You good? You need a minute?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea.
These are
Smoking
pretty nice.
is I'm just gonna hand this off to someone who I'm sure will appreciate it more than I will.
Thank you.
Okay.
He's just double fisting.
Okay. That's
Just one.
So Hazel and the boys have their little moment with their cigars, or I guess two with the cigars I think lit up, and with that, are you continuing on through one of the areas into the house, or?
Could we make sure that the flue is closed before we leave?
mhm.
Yeah, sure enough. You go in, you check the flue, and make sure to wrench it into the closed position.
Very good. Onward and outward?
Upward.
I suppose smoking's not for everybody, but perhaps Hazel should have first tried Top Hat cigarettes. Top Hats are made with a mild tobacco, and their cold ammonia process eliminates all the harshness for a smooth smoke. They didn't sponsor the episode, so perhaps I've said too much, but after all this tension, I can certainly stand to light one up. As stated before, we are currently at $2,065 in our donation drive for the Transgender Law Center. Will some brave soul contribute a paltry $4 so we can again proclaim to the heavens? Nice.
It would be very nice.
And perhaps the donor might ask a question of Estelle Thorpe.
Yes, someone that stylish certainly could. Though, of course, there's no shortage of well-rounded numbers that could summon me.
Who will be the biggest contributor in our quest towards our next milestone, $2,250? Love is our blade.
Please do help us work towards our goal. Together, we can celebrate this solstice and this new year by making the stars right. That's CthulhuMystery.com/live, right?
The very same. And remember, if you're interested in more Cthulhu content, head to patreon.com/omniversemedia. There, you can hear our Cracked and Crooked test run.
Yes, I'm a player in that one, actually. You can hear me try out a new character, the astounding lady, Cordelia Sokova. She's an acrobat and a fortune teller, and things turn out very different.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll see you in 1 week as the mystery of the Cracked and Crooked Manse unfolds on the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program. Thanks for listening to the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program. This production of the Cracked and Crooked Manse is performed by Keeper Luke Stram, Kat Blackard, Caleb Del Rio, Sawyer Greene, Joshua LaForge, and Dottie Vox, based on a scenario from Mansions of Madness, written by Stuart Boone, Sean DeWolf, Gavin Inglis, Christopher Lackey, and Mark Morrison, published by Chaosium Incorporated. Find the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program's award-winning audio drama series on your favorite podcast platform or at CthulhuMystery.com. This is an Omniverse production. It's produced by Catherine Blackard, Colin Peterson, and John Sebastian Laval. Colin Peterson is the project lead, director, and live stream producer. Sound was by John Sebastian Laval. The original score is composed and performed by Ryan McQuinn and Mike McQuinn of Neon Dolphin. Home for all your custom music needs and more, neondolphinmusic.com. Special thanks to our Patreon producers, Ben Honk, Nathan Crow, Sean Hutchinson, Zombie Pops, Hoodoo Voodoo, Sean T. Red, Josh King, Patrick Webster, and David Van Pelt. Our executive producers, Big Bad Shadow Man, Jason O'Keefe, Marcus Larson, Aaron Ramsey, and Jamie Lalone, and James Nicola and the Arkham Paranormal Research Society. This program is made possible by the support of listeners like you. Head to patreon.com/omniversemedia to join our community of fans and unlock further secrets. All characters appearing are fictitious, and any resemblance to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. This has been the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program. Good night.
Omniverse.